Avatar: The Way of Water has released in theaters, and after spending 3 hours with those blue folks, the Na'vi, it's time for me to share my initial reaction and review of James Cameron's latest installment into the Pandora world.
Let's get it done.
Takeaway number one has got to be the visuals. They are absolutely spectacular, but I don't think that's a surprise to any of us as film fans. James Cameron does a great job with that always, especially in the world of Pandora. I did end up going to see this film in 3D, which I do believe is the way that Cameron intended you to go and see it. So if you have the ability and you can see it in 3D, do that, because I do think it's the best way to see it, at least on the first time. If I do go back for a second viewing, I will be watching it, normal 2D format, but definitely see it in 3D if you can, because it's just spectacular. It's insane how you get pulled into Pandora so easily by what James Cameron does. Takeaway number two has got to be the runtime for me personally. It's specifically in the middle third of this movie. It really just kind of feels like James Cameron kind of puffs out his chest a little bit and says, hey, look at what we can do. There's about 20-ish minutes, maybe I'm over-exaggerating there, 10 to 20-ish minutes that could have been trimmed off. If you're a viewer that just wants plot, you're going to be like, man, let's go ahead and move on in this movie. But for me, I love the world building. I love the spectacular views, so I enjoyed it. But yeah, there was a good 15 to 20 minutes where I just felt like James Cameron was like, hey, check us out. We're the best in the business. So that's definitely takeaway number two for me, is the runtime. Could have been a little shorter, but I enjoyed the 3 hours and a little bit more nonetheless. And finally, takeaway number three for me, we got to talk about the story in a non-spoiler way, in case you haven't seen the movie yet. For me, as a newly titled, earning the title of father in the past month, this story is all about family, so it really, really hits home several times in that sense. If I hadn't been a father while seeing this movie, I don't know if the plot would have hit me so much, but this movie is all about parents teaching their kids the way that they need to be, the way they need to lead, and eventually the parents, hopefully one day, seeing those kids that they've taught so much to kind of take up the mantle and start doing things on their own. And that's really what we're getting at here in this story. It's very much so a family story, family-driven story, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. Definitely got me emotional a couple of times, specifically because of that newly father title. If you're somebody that's a family man, woman, person, I think you'll find something to enjoy in this movie. There's my initial reaction and review of Avatar: The Way of Water. What did you think of the film? If you've seen it, drop down in the comments. Let me know what you thought. And also, if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. This is a brand new channel, so help me get big. Help me grow. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's time for me to get out of here. Peace.